Hello Aquarius, welcome to your weekly reading with me, Cindy. So I'm gonna say, before I forget, because it's kind of exciting, I decided I was going to, because sometimes I like to do these readings, I like to get into like 40-50 minutes, but it's a little long for some people, so I have tried to shorten them. So I thought, what about extended? So I'm gonna do extended readings. So after this reading, we're gonna look into your energy right now in this reading. Look into your energy. If the reading resonates with you, in the description you will find a link to a Vimeo account, and it'll be for the extended for this. And in the extendeds, I've decided for the most part, I'm going to look for any blind spots that you are, like, for whatever, we're gonna have to find out what's going on in this before we really talk about what the blind spots would be. Any blind spots and further guidance in those extendeds. You will still get guidance in this reading. But, oh, so I said that. And now look, see, I changed it around. I mentioned, and I keep licking my lip. I got a little sunburned, I guess. I had like a little sunburn blister, and it keeps cracking, and it hurts, so I have to keep it moist. So I'm not trying to be like nasty or anything. Just try to stop it from cracking because it hurts. It literally feels like someone's taking a knife and slicing my lip when it starts to crack in a little spot. So anyway, so I set it up different. What do you think? I was going for a majestic. I think I may have slightly overpassed majestic and hit a little bit of cheesy, but you know, it's okay. Aquarius can appreciate cheesy. I know you can. You guys love that stuff. I love it too. So whatever. I'm doing tarot. Why can't we be cheesy? Doesn't it look like I'm in the woods? Yeah. So, all right. Here we go. You're getting the first reading, Aquarius, with my new backdrop. And I've changed my desk position a bit. I just wanted it to feel a little more intimate and really focused, you know, because when I'm watching a reading, I'm going to admit, I'm looking at myself, and it's because I like to look at someone's face and eyes when I'm talking. And I'm going to tell you, looking at a lens is really hard. But because I'm looking at the image that's being produced, I often will get a little bit distracted, like if I start to see Lily walk in the room, or if I notice one of her toys has been left. So this way I'm focused. We're focused. So good. Okay, let's get started. Aquarius. Wow, the Tree of Life, guys. Oh, this is such a cool card. This card has not come out in months. Like months. Wow, that's crazy. I'm being called to pull from here. The Eight of Cups, like a journey here. And the Palace of Coins. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna pull out the cards that go underneath. Wow, the Judgment. This is some kind of like crazy rebirth. You're going through something here, like a big karmic adjustment, because with the Eight of Cups, with this Tree of Life going into the Palace of Coins, you're setting yourself up for something big. Can you? I know the table is, I know you guys like to see the cards, and it was hard setting it up so that, you know, I was not, the camera's already far away. So that's about as close as I can get when I hold up a card. So, you know, it's not easy. I'm not a director or producer. Oh wow, look at the split. The Hermit and the Emperor. That's crazy because you have the Eight of Cups here, which is going within. It's like looking for those deeper answers on your journey. And with the Emperor, it's kind of like finding those deeper answers on your journey. And really stepping up to following your path, to seeing and finding out what your true enlightenment is, and then living that. The Three of Wands. Okay, yeah. Now the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands. Wow. Okay, so wow, and the Two of Wands is at the bottom. Yeah, there's choices here. So this is an interesting story of cards, what you have going on here. this, it's funny because we have the Tree of Life here, which is really the most significant card in the reading, but I am really drawn to your Eight of Cups because this person is walking up the staircase towards the moon. They're walking up towards the moon. They're walking towards illusions. They're walking towards the unknown. They're utilizing specifically intuition, higher thinking on this journey. But yet in that is the Ten of Swords. There's two swords here. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm just going to like do a quick little, if you only have like 2 more seconds to be in this reading, you're going through some sort of karmic adjustment. It feels very much like this is probably something that was a planned thing for your life in this lifetime on this journey. And this karmic adjustment, as I'm getting this as a reader, as an energetic reader, is about, the whole intention of it is to grow and expand your soul. To grow and expand your soul, and there's lessons involved along the way that to meet those lessons, to grow and expand, to lift yourself beyond the karmic cycles that you've been in, to lift yourself beyond the karmic connections and relationships that you've had even in past lives. Because this is a really big reading. This isn't just, you know, this is what's going on this week for you. This is like a full-on, here is what this lifetime in a nutshell was going to be for you. You've got to, you're being asked, your soul is going through sort of a 3-dimensional breakdown process of what ends for you. Like, let's say I'm just with this Tree of Life. The Tree of Life is very complicated. I mean, it's the connection of everything and how everything is bound together and the cycle that is. And in that, even in chaos and confusion, is order and clarity. It's, you know, it's everything and it's nothing. So explaining to me, to you, the Tree of Life in just a little tiny nutshell is pretty hard. But, you know, even the Akashic records, you are going into like every action that your soul has participated in up to this point in lifetimes. It's almost recorded energetically, and it creates different karma. And in creating different karma, it's just creating different lessons to experience, to just keep moving. So with this Tree of Life, you are in the, like, if it feels like you've had to walk away from a lot of things, or it feels like you are being asked to reassess things, like if things are just in your life and they just, you know what, this just doesn't make sense anymore, or you become aware of things and entrapments, you see it and other people aren't, and you're thinking like, why are they not seeing it? Because it's not their lifetime, it's not their lesson to see those things. They're here to experience something else. You are literally here to experience, it's almost as if a shift in even the thread of reality that you sit on. You are likely jumping on different threads of reality, right? Like every reality is possible. They can all exist energetically. And you may even experience things like the Mandela effect, which a lot of people talk about. Some people don't see it at all. Some people see it like constantly. Some people see it a bit. But there's things like that you sort of, you get to hear and you see and you become aware of, and you are likely, you see things, you experience things that a lot of people don't, and sometimes maybe they kind of say, you know what, that's crazy. You remembered it wrong, or you're just looking at it in a funny way. And it's just because you have a different perspective here. Your soul is going through a very, there's a DNA shift here. I mean, this is a really huge, you may start to look different. You may start to behave differently. You just are different. You're different. And it's because your soul is more powerful than your body. The soul is more powerful than the body. And it is a struggle in a lifetime because everything around us is three-dimensional in this lifetime. And spirit and soul is a very sort of suppressed, or the vibration is different from what we experience on earth. So it can be difficult for that to come through. But when it does, like what we're getting with this, when it does come through, that I'm getting the message, that's when the DNA activation starts. That's when, if you've already been sort of clairvoyant, you're really taking off like on a rocket ship, because somehow energetically, like, things have changed. You may have gone through periods of needing a lot of rest, needing to drink a lot of water, needing to pull away, needing to isolate your energy. Like, there's a lot of things that you may have already gone through leading up to this. And if you're kind of just going through that now and you feel like you're still in a rough patch, because this is telling me, well, you know what? This is not easy. This is like the activation. So this is the activation. I'm going to try to explain these three sets of cards to help you see maybe where you are in the timeline. So this is the activation. This is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is almost being triggered in you by this Tree of Life. This is the time now, space, universal, Akashic records. It's written in time that some things are going to happen energetically, whether meeting people, being in certain places. It's going to trigger this in you. And this Three of Wands is, I'm in a little box and I need to get out. Like, I'm in a little this and I need to get out. I'm too confined and it's just this, I need to explore. I need to just go. It's just, there's something here. Like, there's just this need to go beyond where you are. Like, sort of just waking up either suddenly or over a period of time, maybe weeks, months, perhaps even years, of just realizing, oh my gosh, there's so much more to what I could be doing, what we could be doing, but you kind of probably end up on this a lot on your own. And then when this really starts to activate, this is going to be a really difficult time, because this is the time right here where the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Cups, you're going to be looking at everything. And you're going to have to make personal choices about what you walk away from and what you don't. There's an awful lot of walking away from here. It feels like almost everything, doesn't it? Because the Eight of Cups is leaving all the cups behind. Leaving all the cups behind. All of the things in life that you associate with your feelings and your emotions. All of the things in life that have to do with where you thought there was happiness, or where you thought there was fulfillment. And the Ten of Swords is like, it's a death, right? Like in the typical depiction of the tarot, a guy is laying face down in the ground and there's all these swords in his back. It's a death. That's why I'm saying, like, with this Tree of Life and this death, this walking away from everything. And the Judgment card, it's the soul rising above the mind, the ego, the body, the DNA structure of who you are, and taking over it in a way. It's a little bit monk-like. It's a little bit. And when you do that too, now I'm getting the message, when you do that, things that perhaps, like, there's no devil energy here. I'm really feeling that and sensing that. And the devil is often there, and you've probably worked through a lot of devil energy. The devil is often there to make us aware of things that we're allowing ourselves to become entrapped in. The physical body, the physical desires, the physical elements. And it's rising above that, like almost, like when I said kind of monk-like, it really feels like that. Like some of you might even hit a point where, like, you can control your heart rate, your blood pressure. You can control your body because the soul has risen above that three-dimensional aspect of the body. Okay, so that's like heavy. The middle part is very heavy. It's very, very heavy. So heavy, I need a sip. Okay, then we have the Palace of Coins and the Ten of Wands. Wow, okay, this is kind of heavy too, actually. The Palace of Coins and the Ten of Wands. The Palace of Coins is everything. This is beyond the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is all about having everything in the three-dimensional, having that wonderful career, having the wonderful, stable home life, community, having all the answers, having really worked for everything that you have. But this is the palace. This is beyond that. This is, it feels almost as if at some point you may be offered the palace. You may be offered even your wildest dreams in a three-dimension, maybe even monetary sense. And I feel like you may actually, I mean, right, the choice is yours, but I feel like your soul path is to reject it and to say no. With the Ten of Wands. To end it. Because the Two of Wands is choices. It's choices. Those are your two underlines, the Judgment and the choice. The Judgment is a choice. It's a choice to do the judgment. Circumstances, situations come forward towards you, and it's a choice. It's not like a Tower moment where this happens, your whole world falls apart, you don't have a choice in it. It's just, you just are like a pawn as it's played out on the chessboard. This, the Judgment and the Two of Wands, is actually walking up to the chessboard and saying, I'm going into the game. I'm going into the game. Woo. Jeez, Aquarius, what a way to start the week. My God. All right then. I'm going to pull 3 clarifiers for each of these little piles. I'm going to say it, I'm not trying to sell the Vimeo, but boy, this is going to be exciting to go into the extended. Oh my gosh, because I kind of want to know what comes in, but I don't want to make this a 40-minute video. Okay. Tree of Life and the Three of Wands. The Seven of Pentacles. The Tree of Life and the Three of Wands. Seven of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Four of Cups. This is what's here for the Tree of Life and the Three of Wands. So this is that point where you say to yourself, I'm in a little box, I need to get out. I'm feeling confined, I'm not growing, I need to find more freedom, I need more growth. And with the Seven of Pentacles, you're really assessing. Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Four of Cups. You're assessing, you're looking at everything from a completely new perspective and new understanding. You only really want the truth here. So you are trying to walk away from things that entrap you. You really only want the truth here. And in going into the Four of Cups, you realize that there's a lot of things that you haven't noticed in the past. There's a lot of things that haven't been noticed about you in the past. And it is a period of disappointment. The period of disappointment is sort of the ego coming in and being disappointed. Did we waste all our energy on those things from the past? But no, because everything that you've experienced in the past up to this point was taking you here. It was taking you here. This is like a life journey. This is really, I'm hoping I'm stressing it enough. Like to be getting this Tree of Life and the Judgment card and these 2 tens. This is really, it's like if you went to one of those pick-a-cards and they were saying, what is my purpose in this lifetime kind of reading? I mean, it's huge. It's a pretty big energy to come through in just a general reading like this. So now I'm looking at the Eight of Cups, the Ten of Swords, wow. Okay, what order? I think it came out in this order. The Queen of Swords, the Page of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the World. there's the ending, the world. Wow. An ending with an ending with an ending. You're really going like, I don't even know. But we might know. Go to the extended. I was just saying, like, where do you go even in lifetimes after this? This is such an interesting energy shift that you're going through in this lifetime. Okay. Ending things. This is pretty much saying the same thing that I've already said about the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Swords. The only thing that's coming through that didn't really come through before, that I'm getting with the Queen of Swords, the Knave, the Page of Wands, and the Five of Swords, is cutting things out. And in the process, when you're cutting things out, you're almost starting to initiate new things, but then pulling back from that and say, hey, wait a second. That feels almost like some sort of pattern or reaction from the past. And making choices, like almost a little bit of back and forth with yourself as you're feeling out this new energy. And this isn't necessarily something that's just going to happen in a day. Like this could go over a period of weeks or months. And then coming to a full end on this. Coming to a full end on the way you may have reacted or moved towards or communicated to things in the past. There's a major cutting out of things, and then there's almost as if like a little bit of residual energy from your past sits with you, and you do go through kind of starting that up again, but then you pull it back, and you do finally bring an ending to these cycles with the world. The Palace of Coins and the Ten of Wands is interesting. I'm actually getting two images in my head. And I don't really know the details about either's lives, and I'm not really sure that they were even the right choices. I don't know how it all worked out or how it's going to work out. But I'm sort of getting the image of, was it King Edward who abdicated the throne for the divorcee actress, American actress? Was it Edward? You know who I mean, right? Like that, like, because this is the palace. This is like more than most people ever get. Let's just say that. This is more than most people here on earth are going to get. And for some reason, there's an ending to that. I mean, the other one I'm getting with that too is Prince Harry. I don't want to go into details about that. I have my own. I'm not sure that that's healthy, but anyways. Let's see. It's kind of like that, like having everything and walking away from it. Wow. We got 2 9s so far. You got the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, and the 7 of Cups. You know, the 9 of Cups is really, it's coming into that wonderful manifestation energy. Manifesting true happiness, being responsible for your happiness. Now, the fact that there's 2 9s sitting here beside each other, for me, 9s in the tarot are about completion. Approaching the complete, right, because the 10. So you're going into completion here, and you're seeing the truth. Now, seeing the truth happens in different ways. With the 9 of Cups, seeing the truth in who is responsible for your ultimate happiness. Who really is the person that is responsible for that. And with the 9 of Swords, it can be a very difficult, painful energy because it can keep us up at night. You can be overthinking. It's very hard. But you see the truth at the end of this, right? Because you have the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands here. So you see the truth in the end of that. I'm really getting with this 7 of Cups, though, coming in after that, is you know, because all of these cups have something in it that could be entrapping or it could be an idea to pull you in. But there's one in the middle. It's like a little ghosty. And he's like jumping up and down and he's got these little dashes around him to indicate, like, you know, movement. Like, pick me, pick me. There, and now I'm seeing it. There's one below there. I don't have my glasses on. I think it's jewels. It's a choice here. That's the choice. Is it the ghost? Is it the spiritual journey? Or is it the jewels? Really? And we're talking about the palace. Is it the ghost? Or is it the jewels? My goodness. Wow, guys, it's such a reading. Okay, so that's what I have. Like, all right, I wasn't prepared for that. I probably should have put some vodka in my ice water. Aquarius. Gosh. So, as I was going to say, if you want to see what any blind spots are in your life, you can go to the extended at the bottom, and I will pull out more advice. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if you need more advice, because right now there's an awful lot of advice in this, and you see where you are in this journey. If you're at this part of the journey, you pretty much, you're good. You've got it, like you've really done it. And if you're at this part of the journey, well, this whole section is advice. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Thank you, Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed being in the woods and the mountains with me. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.